Welcome to 40 Plus Fitness for Women. I'm Lynn Setterloff-Eirestad, your host, and I'm a certified menopause fitness coach, helping women build the bodies that they want to spend the rest of their lives in. And today I'm going to be talking about the easiest way to get started on your weight training journey and even to continue your weight training journey if you've already gotten started on your own. So this is a very unconventional episode. I don't know how many podcasters actually do this. Maybe I'm breaking some rules of podcasting, but I'm going to do it anyway, which is that I'm going to spend this episode talking about my courses. So basically my offering. And the reason that I want to do this is twofold. One is because a lot of you out there who are listening to this know really nothing about weight training until you are listening to my podcast. And so maybe you're curious, like, what is it really like to get started in Lynn's program? And my program, I think, is very different from the other programs I've seen out there that are, aimed at 40 plus women. So I wanted to explain how it differs. Now, for those of you who are already lifting on your own, this might be an interesting episode just to understand how I am doing the programming. And maybe that will help you with your programming as you're doing it for yourself. Okay. So first I'm going to take just a tiny step back. So a little bit about like my motivation here. So as I have told in previous episodes, really what happened to me was that in post-menopause, actually, I noticed a real loss of muscle mass and a gaining of belly fat, and it seemed to happen overnight. And I think this is such a familiar happening for a lot of women, maybe in their 50s, maybe in their 40s. They just noticed that, oh my God, the things I'm doing now aren't working. My body is changing. Yikes. And for me, as somebody who was divorced on the dating market, it was really important for me and for my identity to look fit, feel good in my body. As you know, you're going out on dates, you're taking off your clothes for people who've never seen you before, all those kinds of things. And so my original motivation was very much external appearance. And I realized that all those pump classes that I was going to, all the boot camp, all the spinning, dance, whatever that I was doing, where I was sweating and using tons of calories, those were not doing the trick. And I discovered weight training. Now, weight training was not a new thing for me because I had done it back in college. I was a college Division I lacrosse player at Dartmouth College, and we had a strength coach. So weight room was completely familiar to me. And even after I left college, I was weight training up until my first child was born, or the very end of my pregnancy, when I started to feel so bad that I had to stop. And then I just never got back into the weight room because I thought that doing all these pump classes and everything was taking care of my muscles. So for me, like when I realized that, hey, I had this all wrong, I just felt like desperate to let other women know that, hey guys, if you're noticing this kind of thing, we're missing out on this key ingredient that the fitness industry has not told us about, which is strength training, and that we actually need to be doing it in order to maintain our muscles. And that going to all those classes and, going harder and raising your heart rate even more is not going to do the trick. And so I, started doing this, and I also started studying at the same time to be a menopause fitness coach and biomechanics, program design, all these things that you need, to be a good personal trainer and also to train myself. And the thing is that over the years, yes, I am still super excited about the fact that I look good. I feel good in my body. My body feels good. My body is capable. I can do hard things with my body. But what I am even more excited about as, the years go by, about the huge health benefits for, preventing diabetes, and all kinds of other disease. So all cause mortality is down for people that strength train, all these kinds of benefits that mean that I am really setting myself up for the rest of my life, for the quality of my life, for my health span to be better. So there's so much in this. And so, as you can maybe hear from my voice, I'm super passionate about sharing this information, like this revelation that, wow, this is the thing that we need to be doing. And my Learn to Lift courses are really my way of helping you to get started. And you know, they are strength training, right? So many of the other women out here who are offering programs, they're not doing standard strength training in their programs. And the reason for that is that it is not exciting. You're trying to shift a group of people who are used to going to group fitness classes where the choreography changes every time, where there's exciting music, where the instructor's up there, encouraging you the whole way. And it's easy to walk in and kind of forget your cares and just let go, for an hour. And strength training is so different from that. There's so much resistance to doing something that's so boring, so monotonous. It's the same thing over and over again. But the thing is, guys, that is what is going to get you the result. I mean, that's just it, right? I mean, if you were going to train for a marathon, you would go and figure out, like, okay, so what's the way that I train for a marathon? You're not going to go to a group fitness class where you jump in place. You're going to go do a marathon program. And I am offering a beginner strength training program, and it is strength training. It is not making strength training fun, disguising it as something else. It is real strength training. So, what my program is, if we go down to like the nitty gritty. So, I have designed a strength training program. I've chosen the exercises for you to do each week. And in the beginner program, it is the same exercises for 10 weeks. Now, you can choose to work out at home or the gym. So I have variants on this because I know so many women do not want to go into the gym first time. I didn't either. I mean, I was feeling crap about my body. The last thing I was going to do is go into the weight room and be like, I don't have a single muscle on me. And here I am. I just like, sorry, that just isn't me. I know some people are braver than me, but that was not me. So I completely understand women want to get started at home, and absolutely you can do a ton at home. And some women are brave enough to go to the gym, and the gym offers variety. So I have the both options. You can train at home, and all you need is dumbbells and like a sturdy chair and enough space to roll out a yoga mat. So it really, like, you can do this in a small apartment. I'm trying so hard to lower the barrier for people, okay? And at the gym, standard gym, I pick equipment that 95% of the commercial gyms have. And if there's an exercise there or equipment that your gym doesn't have, just let me know. I'll give you a substitute exercise. Not a problem. Okay. And then the other way that I really want to lower the barrier is to give you the option of training 2, 3, or 4 times a week, because I know we're busy. Honestly, I was just on a call with a new client yesterday, and man, we were trying to figure out, how is she going to fit in 3 days, or do we need to do it in just 2 days? And it was really a struggle. And she doesn't even have kids. So I get it. And honestly, for you to start doing something is so important. So important. Don't put it off till you have 3 days a week to do it. Don't put it off until you have a gym membership. Don't put it off till you lose those pounds and you dare to go into a gym. No, get started now. So I do have the 2, 3, and 4 days a week options. So what you do when you sign up in my Learn to Lift course is you let me know. You let me know 2, 3, or 4 days. And then I set up your program in my app. and I'll send you a link to the app. So it is an app that you can access from your computer or from your phone, and the app has your program. And what your program looks like is that every training day, you will have 6 exercises to do. And the app has instructional videos on how to do each of the exercises so that you can look at the video and learn how to do the exercise. The app includes tracking because I talk so much about progressive overload. And in order for you to do the progressive overload, you need to be able to track. So there is a tracker in the app. I can see everybody's input into the app. I can go into my back end of the app and I can look you up and see what you've been doing and what, weights and reps and all that. And I do that for my one-to-one clients and for the people in the group program. I go in and I check out how they're doing. And in addition to the app, what you'll get is access to a course. So if you've ever taken an online course, that's what it is. It's a set of videos that are pre-recorded, and those really distill the information that you need to know to get started weight training. So part of that is things like setting yourself up, like how to use the app, right? There's a video about that. There's a video about how to choose your starting weight. There's a video explaining when to go up in weight and how to work in rep ranges, the essentials that you need to know to get started. And then about a week after you've joined the course, I open up a second module of videos, and those talk about more of the things that'll help you to understand why you're doing what you're doing. So it's got a little lesson on muscle biology, lesson on protein, and things you need to be making sure that you're doing to get the best results. So there are the essentials that you need to know. And though this sounds maybe like there are a ton of videos in there aren't. You can watch all the videos you need to watch before you actually start training in less than an hour. So it's like one masterclass cut into little sections, right? So an hour. You can listen to it while you're taking a walk or cooking dinner, whatever. And then you just get going. And then in addition to that, I have a Facebook group, which is for clients and customers. So join the Facebook group. And this is something that's very new, so it's just growing. And that is a place that if you have questions, please ask questions in the Facebook group. And then I am posting hints and other kinds of information. Plus, we do a weekly accountability post where you can share what your plan is for the week, how did last week go, this kind of thing, to help keep you feeling accountable to doing this. Okay. But the training sessions themselves, I mean, I'm not picking like crazy exercises. Some of the coaches online who are working with people who have been training for years, right? They're coming up with new variants and, different ways of setting up equipment at the gym and this kind of thing. I really am trying to make this easy for you. So we're going to go over basic movements, which are really powerful in strengthening you. And by the way, one other thing to know is that when you buy the Learn to Lift course, you have lifetime access to that program. A lot of online courses, it's like when you sign up, if it's a 10-week course, you have 10 weeks to complete it. This is not like that. You could sign up today and start it in a month. You could sign up today and start working through your 10 weeks. Then you go on your vacation to Aruba for a couple weeks, and then you continue when you get back. That is perfectly fine. So I have these Learn to Lift self-study courses, which I just described, and they really have helped dozens of women to get started. Then I have my group courses, and the way that the group program differs is you get a customized program. So I've had people who, for example, have some additional equipment at home. They might have more than dumbbells. So I give them a different variety of exercises where we can take advantage of the equipment that they have at home. Plus, in the group program, you get weekly live video calls with me. And these are small groups, okay? So, till now, I think the most amount of people that have ever been on a call at once is 4. We're talking small groups, right? And then the third option of working with me is one-to-one coaching. And that is really just all about you and your needs, looking at your goals and how are we going to achieve it. And that can include fat loss, nutrition coaching, habit coaching, looking just at weight training. So there you have access to me all the time. We have a messenger, weekly check-ins on video calls, totally personalized programming. So that is the full package. And that's for a minimum of 12 weeks. But often, like to get the results that you really want, you will want to continue beyond the 12 weeks, but it's a minimum of 12 weeks. Now, when you've finished one of the Learn to Lift programs, you can join my membership. And that continues kind of the programming philosophy that I have, which is based on what has worked in building muscle, for people who are really working on building muscle. Okay. And that is to have programs that you stick to and evolve them gradually over time and keep applying progressive overload. So there, I publish in blocks of 8 weeks your programming, and each block has some changes from the previous block and some things that will stay the same. And the reason is that honestly, you are going to be able to progress a particular lift for more than 8 weeks. I mean, if I think, for example, like I've been doing the assisted pull-ups in my program for a year, okay? And I am still progressing. There's in a way no reason to take that out, and I enjoy it. So the reason that you do want to change over time is you want to stimulate your muscles in slightly different ways over time, and also to give you a little bit of variety because, yeah, we do get bored every now and again. But mostly you'll be doing the same thing from 1 month to the next with small changes. And one more thing I should add here is, and why I'm talking about this maybe now is that, I've been doing this as a side gig for the last couple years, really, as I've been working in a small startup. And actually, this spring, the startup wasn't doing very well and had to downsize. And I was downsized out. And I know I haven't talked about that, but I see this as an amazing opportunity. I've been so much happier because I've been able to focus so much more on this work and helping women get started because I mean, I feel so passionate about this. It makes me feel so good when women get going on their weight training journey, when they finally dare to pick up the weights because somebody has given them the blueprint, the simple, easy to follow instructions on how to do it. In my group program, one woman said, hey, she's been going to the gym, but she just feels so much better going there now that she knows what she needs to do there. And she'd been avoiding a particular section of the gym, the one with the free weights and the squat racks. And now she goes over there and she's like, why couldn't I do this before? And it's just given her so much courage. And it's these kinds of things that just, they fire me up. So anyway, so I would love to help you get started lifting or continue your lifting journey. If you have any questions, please let me know. And all the links to my programs are in the show notes. And if you happen to know somebody else that is interested in getting started and doesn't know how to get started, then point them in my direction. And thank you so much for listening to this one. I know this is very unconventional to do like a total whatever sales pitch, whatever you want to call this, but hopefully it was useful for somebody to understand like what do you get when you sign up, in case I haven't been able to explain it well enough on my website. All right. And with that, I leave you for this week and wish you happy training.